I am.
Good morning, everybody. So I'd like to start this off with, of course, a cliche, a question. How many of you have gone and voted today? Raise your hand, I want to see. Why did we vote? The reason people go and vote is because we want to make an impact on our history, and we want to say we did something to try to better our future. But let's be real for a moment. How, 100 years from now, when people are looking back on this election, will things really be ours? Will they write it how it is? Will they write it how we see it? No. In history, we like to gloss over things and show it from one point of view, from the point of view we believe is right. Henry Ford once wrote, "History is bunk," and I agree with that so much. History is bunk. We like to teach in our history classes to children what we want them to see. Take, for example, let's think back to 4th grade when we were learning about the California missions. I speak about this because I'm learning about it in my other class, in my English class. In my English class, we're reading a book about the history of Orange County. And in it, it talks about the early days of California, the settlement by the Spanish, and the treatment of the Native Americans. Let's be honest with you. What do they teach us in 4th grade? They like to teach us that the Spanish were great, we did so much, we taught the savages, we give them medicine, we give them a place to eat, we give them religion. But is that really the only point of view we have for this? No, because it's been written down, it's been shown that the Spanish weren't great to the Indians. They thought they were inferior. They thought they were savages. They thought they were low life, beneath our feet, some people that needed to be saved from us. We only show the one point of view that benefits our own people. This also brings to my mind that, well, we also think back to history, throughout this common theme in American history, that we like to show what benefits our own selves. Think back to World War II. We always like to think about our teaching class how awful the Germans were to the Jewish, to the bisexuals, to the gays, to anybody who was different. But were we that much different? We had Jim Crow laws in the South. We treated African Americans like they were below us. We treated gays like their marriage didn't matter as much as the straight marriages of most Americans. We like to treat people who believe different things. Even nowadays, we like to treat Muslims like they're terrible people, like they're extremists, like they're not in line with our values. And it's just awful, because history is bunk. It's exactly how Henry Ford said it. We only like to show it from one point of view, and that is why I think we should try to always show the true history that makes up this nation, because there's so much more to history. There's the good and the bad, and it's terrible to just want to show ourselves some light. We're humans. We experience different things. We experience hate, anger, love. We do all these things for different reasons that will benefit us, for our own cause, for money, for things like that. And that's why I think Henry Ford thought history is bunk. So, I know this is kind of short. Thank you.
What's that? No. Well, you must be new. You must be new, because we've never done that. No, that you keep that. That's your souvenir for the day. If you want me to sign it for you so you can sell it on eBay later, I'll do that for $5. All right, well, I like the survey that you start with. The tie into the topic was okay. You identify what your topic is very clearly, and your point of view is nicely expressed. There's not really a preview of what the structure is going to be. You dive right into your first example. The California missions as an illustration is okay. I do think you need some details on your example. You just kind of reach a conclusion without giving us any the meat that apparently exists in the book that you're reading in your English class, and we could probably use some of those examples. On your second example, I appreciate the idea that you see there maybe being a difference or some similarities. I got to be honest with you, I'm a little offended that, certainly we have our faults and we've done some horrible things. I would not disagree. But the equivocation of what the Nazis did to the things that we're doing here, slightly offensive. So I think you want to be careful about that. I appreciate the idea that we overlook some things. I think that that's a good point to say, but to suggest that we aren't that much better than Nazis, I think is really problematic, so I'd be a little careful about that. I thought that your delivery is solid for the most part. You do have a tendency when you're thinking to look up and sort of at the ceiling, like maybe the answer is going to be there on that popcorn ceiling. Maybe you'll see it appearing there occasionally. But you didn't do that too often, just occasionally. I thought that your gestures were fine. The pacing of the speech is solid. Your body movement seemed purposeful. At the end, there's a little bit of an apology, like you have something to apologize for because it wasn't longer. I didn't think that was a problem. If you've made your point, you've been relatively clear, don't worry about that. It's not like you went 37 seconds. That I'd apologize for. That was not your problem. All right, thank you.